Okay, listen up. Nobody's using heat lamps anymore to brood chicks. We're using brooder plates now, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not just because brooder plates are safer, although they are. Wow, this is much larger than I thought it was going to be. I have also found that brooder plates take less electricity. They take less power to run than the heat lamps. Hank and I actually used to be able to run a different type of brooder plate off of, I bet you I could keep this on top like this to prevent the chicks from jumping up there and getting the actual brooder plate all dirty. Anyways, Hank and I used to use solar power to run a different type of brooder plate, like off the grid. We could run multiple brooder plates off solar power alone. We didn't even need like conventional power to run them. And the other thing is, I mean, of course, when you're brooding chicks, it's like as far from natural as you can get, but the brooder plates, the way the brooder plates sit low and the chicks kind of hover underneath them, it more closely mimics the type of heat, like the type of warmth that chicks would get from like a broody hen. I mean, again, it's like not a broody hen, but being able to be under the brooder plate and like that ambient heat more closely mimics being underneath the mama hen, as opposed to like a big bright red light on them all the time. That red light on them all the time is a little strange, right? Like they need daylight hours, they need darkness for nighttime hours, and the brooder plate just more closely mimics the way, like the natural cycles that they're supposed to have. So I got this Chickcozy brooder plate because I loved the incubator so much that I was actually pretty excited to try the brooder plate. And what's cool about this particular brooder plate that I've never seen before is this little knob right here has different temperature settings. Like you can set the temperature setting that you want the plate to be. Now here's the thing with these brooder plates. Let me get the legs on and then I'll talk more about it. So it looks like the legs just snap right in. There's a little hole and like this thing just snaps right into the hole, and then there is 3 settings. So that's good because Chickcozy actually makes it so that you cannot accidentally set the brooder plate too low. Like with other brooder plates that I've used, you can adjust the settings wherever you want them, and this one kind of forces you to hold the brooder plate at like a really good height, because that's the other thing I was going to tell you is that a couple things. For a brooder plate to work, your ambient temperatures in the room outside of your brooder needs to be, I would say, at least 65 to 70 degrees. Definitely no lower than 60 degrees. These brooder plates aren't meant to warm the entire space and keep the chicks warm enough if your temperatures in the room around them are below 60 degrees. So they don't work well if it's like outside and your temperatures are 35 degrees. That's not what they're meant to do, okay? You also want to keep them at a height to where the chicks can kind of stand underneath, like kind of like, oh, listen, I have chicks in the incubator now. They'll be hatching in, I don't know, like around the 8th, I think they go into lockdown. And then I'll show you this brooder plate with actual chicks. But for now, we're just going to talk about it because I'm excited to show you. Okay, but you want the chicks to be able to like kind of stand underneath there, a little bit huddled down. You want them to be able to lay down. But the point is they don't need to touch this brooder plate to get the warmth from it. The brooder plate works by like transferring ambient heat from the plate to the chicks. Now it will be hot to the touch, and like I said, this is cool. You can adjust how hot it is, but the chicks don't need to touch it to get the heat from it. They need to be able to stand just below it and let the heat like radiate down to them. You get it? Let's see how big this thing actually is, because it's big. Okay, it's 11 by 14.5 inches. So I would say that this will probably brood up to like, I don't know, maybe even like 25 to 30 chicks, at least when they're day olds. It also comes with these mounting brackets right here, and it's got these brackets on the back wall too, so you could mount it to the wall. Whoops. To the wall of a coop, and they could just stand next to it for the ambient heat too, which would be good as your birds are aging up and probably right when they're on that barrier of being ready to move out of the brooder, which is like the best time ever, right? And the other thing that I really like, I bet you that this is made to go on top of the brooder to prevent the chicks from being able to jump up on top of here. Like they love to jump on top of everything and poop all over it. So this is like a protector to protect the top of here. So then you can just take this thing off and wash it, as opposed to them like pooping all over the actual brooder plate itself. I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and give Chickcozy a 10 out of 10 for design alone. I love their packaging. I love their packaging with their incubator too. I will keep you posted around March 8th when I actually get this into my brooder with chicks, and we'll do some more videos then. But I was excited and I wanted to get it unboxed and show it to you now.